The long-awaited week has finally arrived. An entirely new week has here, everyone. In my honest view, this particular one is likely to be of significant importance. For what reason? This is due to the fact that I am of the opinion that the artificial intelligence, or the bot, that is in charge of overseeing the whole economy and markets is on the verge of waking up from his or her long sleep. In addition to this, turmoil will be brought forth. For what reason? Everyone, this situation is genuinely amusing because it is unfolding just prior to the possibility of a dump taking place. Peter Thiel has recently sold his whole part in the company called Nvidia and 76% of his shares in the company called Tesla. All right, the man who is an insider, by the way, he is going on a selling binge. He is selling. Therefore, all of the investments that are currently held in Michael Burry's portfolio are short positions in both Palantir and Nvidia. There is yet another potential insider. After all, he did correctly predict the year 2008 and the subsequent inflation of the economy. Therefore, SoftBank has sold its whole share in the company called Nvidia at this point in time. For what reason, Nvidia employees? So, do you know the reason? This is due to the fact that certain individuals are of the opinion that an AI bubble is taking place. Is that not correct? It's as if a parabola has materialized, everyone. And what exactly is Nvidia? It is the one stock that is supporting the entire stock market by itself. If the collapse of Nvidia were to occur, it would be all over. However, those on the inside are selling. For what reason? That is the only stock, correct? Here we have a billionaire hedge fund manager, Peter Thiel, who liquidated his whole position in the company Nvidia, which was valued at over $100 million. And this resulted in a 100% shift in value, which is represented right here. Everything was sold by him. You know, when you sell everything, imagine yourself selling your full-blown XRP bag. Are you aware of how remarkable that is? In case the two of you have not realized this, correct? That would imply that you have extremely negative feelings about the product you are selling, wouldn't it? Therefore, if you were to sell all of your XRP holdings, you would expect that an additional person would vomit extremely violently. That is precisely what Peter Thiel has done to the company known as Nvidia. Not only does he not believe in that stock, but he has completely lost faith in it. It looks like we're going to have a massive dump soon, fellas. First it was SoftBank, then it was Michael Burry, and now it is Peter Thiel. So yeah, folks are wondering what is happening. In addition, do not forget that a few days ago it was revealed that Bill Gates sold billions of dollars worth of Microsoft shares, if my memory serves me well. That's correct. What is the reason for all of them being for sale? Is that not correct? Which brings us back to the video that was released today. I'm going to provide you with a comprehensive overview of what I believe will occur this week, everyone. All right, in the days ahead, we are scheduled to have a complete recap of the support and resistance lines for both Bitcoin and XRP. And not to mention, please provide an explanation for this. After remaining inactive for a decade, a pre-mined address known as Justin has been activated. This address contained 1,000 Ethereum at the time of its activation. Is that not correct? They are all selling addresses, and the guys who are doing it have been collecting them for a long time before they began to wake up as well. The right people are saying that they think that China has cracked the code of quantum computing. I mentioned to you the topic of quantum computing at the present time. It is not something that anyone believes in at this point in time. I have been observing a significant number of these addresses. In the months that have passed by during this year, which is also the current year, it has been observed that many people who have been involved in Bitcoin mining errors have been waking up and selling their shares. Arthur Hayes is one of these people, as he has sold 1,000 Ethereum, along with a large number of other wealthy individuals, including crypto billionaires. Eric Trump is in the process of liquidating his whole cryptocurrency portfolio. I'm not sure if this is definitely the case 100% of the time. It could simply be transfers, but I do believe that these individuals are bearish folks. All right, so let's speak about the recap before we talk about Bitcoin, and I will talk about the potential black swan that might be developing right now. We should investigate to determine what is happening. This is the North Star guide for determining the price behavior of XRP. All right then, there are a lot of lines. I might end up deleting these lines. Folks, this ascending triangle has nearly reached its destination, but it has not quite made it there yet. We should take these lines out then. All right then. And we should also take a look at what is coming up in the future for XRP and Bitcoin. This is my prediction of what will take place with XRP throughout the course of the week. Where are we currently situated at this very instant in the here and now? We have only just managed to make it past this enormous support region. It is currently transforming it into resistance as a result. The next blue diagonal support is priced at $1.83. If by any chance, which I believe we will indeed fall lower, The question is whether or not $2 is a significant level of support. If XRP were to break through those guys and make contact with this R right here, then that would be the end of it. Is it correct that it is extending below that area? It will most likely maintain several supports. However, I am literally going to move on to the next location, which costs $1.40, and it is also possible that it will all occur this week. I am simply going to be extremely cautious. It is my belief that a minimum of $2 will be arriving to you gentlemen in a very short amount of time. All right, the resistance is currently at $2.27, which I do not believe will be surpassed, particularly with all of the news that may be released today and even later in the week. To say nothing of the fact that I feel the stock market is going to crash very soon. I'm not sure that we should be talking about the stock market. I suppose we could do the same for Bitcoin. How about we take a look at what is currently happening with Bitcoin? So, on the other hand, Bitcoin made several attempts to maintain support at approximately 110K. Is it correct to say that the non-log charts should be eliminated? What I'm saying is that if we were to continue with a non-logarithmic scale, we would need to eliminate the log chart. Take a look at how wonderfully this was maintained over a number of different occasions. It displayed resistance when it was tested. We have returned to main support, but it appears that it wants to just tumble over a cliff. It is my belief that we will head to 81K, but we will head to 86K as soon as we exit this location. So I believe that $80,000 is on the way for Bitcoin, which I believe equates to XRP at approximately $1.50. Guys, if that were to happen, it would happen very suddenly. All right, because dumpstone normally requires a significant amount of time, correct? As a result, consumers are not purchasing, particularly during this particular stage of the cycle. Does that mean that Bitcoin is fairly clear in terms of where we are going to go? There is a huge bunch of support coming in, but I think that the next significant support, it is nearly a year, approximately 6 months to a year, since the full-blown bearish divergence was first established, originating from right here. So the price has been rising, but the RSI momentum has been diminishing, correct? We are continuing to descend. It's on the verge of breaking lower, whether that's in the near future or farther down the line. It is at this location that I believe that the most of the help will be provided. $6,000, which is a psychological milestone. If we were to drop it by 6, we would end up with $5,994, which would take us to 10% for Bitcoin. I did indeed say 30%, gentlemen. A variety of interesting flavors have brought us up to the all-time high. That is the real bottom, I suppose. Therefore, it is in complete accordance with the facts. However, I believe that it will take a few more months for that to occur at this time. In the days to come, I believe that we will get rid of them. Therefore, in light of all that has been discussed, my belief is that we are more bearish. All right, then. So the question is now, what is going to cause the folks who are insiders to sell their shares? And are they aware that something is on the way? Take a look at this comment from Trent Spider. This time is different, he says. Yes, I believe that she was a con artist. The circumstances surrounding Sandbank Manfred are well known to us. I have no idea who this individual is. However, if he is on the list and she is on the list, I would assume that he is comparable to them. Now, I want you to make a guess as to who Forbes included on the list that is connected to cryptocurrencies. Michael A. Saylor, is he not the next one in line, gentlemen? For what reason? For MicroStrategy and the markets as a whole, a very significant week is on the horizon. MicroStrategy's market capitalization and is currently below the value of its Bitcoin assets, meaning that it is trading below its net asset value, NAV. In that case, there has never been a point in time when the value of any treasury company's shares was lower than its net asset value for a prolonged period of time. The approach is only effective when the company's trading price is above its net asset value. Issuing shares when the firm's trading value is below its net asset worth results in a dilution of shareholder exposure to Bitcoin. This is because the company gives away more ownership through its value shares than it receives in return through Bitcoin. Keep an eye on the situation below if MicroStrategy stock continues to fall.